What is up, Gooder Gang? We are kicking off a new series this week. It's going to be the Texas Legends. You can see that right over my shoulder right here. But you know what we got to do first? Here we go.
Kid folk with canned heat, barbecue. We're going to the So Smoking Gooder show. Let's all drop in.
I'm Danny Regan with Hell Yeah Barbecue. You're watching the So Smoking Gooder show. My name's Greg Minotti with Drop Time Smoke, and you are watching the So Smoking Gooder show.
What is up, Gooder Gang? Welcome to the show. You know what time it is. It's a little after 8 o'clock on a Wednesday, and you know where to be. That is right here watching the very best fake internet barbecue show on the planet. My name is Rob Rocha, and I'm coming to you from the Bullhorn headquarters in Cypress, Texas. Damn glad you found us, however you found us, whether you're checking us out on the Facebook or on the YouTube or all one of you on Twitch right now. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You know what I call you affectionately. You are the Gooder Gang, and I got to give a shout out to the Gooder Gang right now before we get started on anything else, because there's a birthday. There's a birthday in the house, people. This man right here, shout out to Carlos Calzada. with a birthday in the house. And while I know it's his birthday because people have said, happy birthday, Carlos. I was like, damn it, I didn't even get the notification. But my man, happy birthday. You get a special play in right here.
What's going on? This is Smoking Lowe's Barbecue, and you're watching the Soul Smoking Gooder Show. Go Yankees. Go man!
Everything worked except for that go Yankees. But happy birthday, Carlos. We got some clapping in the house. I appreciate that. From producer Ty. Producer Ty, say hello before we get going in the house right here. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Gooder Gang? How you doing?
There he is, producer Ty. We got some big plans in the house. I'll drop you down, but we'll get started here, buddy. All right, Daddy Dutch. What's up, Kent? Checking in. He was first in. Madwood is back in the house. What's up, Madwood? How are you? Let's see here. We've got Sean Trainer. This guy is an up-and-comer. Y'all keep watching this guy. He's doing well. Look at Greg Minotti. Greg, did you like your intro? I love it. I think it's awesome. I love the silhouette right on the face. That was a good one. Jeff Ford. What's up, Jeff? That's a new name. How are you, my man? What is going on? Jared McCrory. How are you? There he is. There's Taz 00036 checking in from Twitch, also known as Adam. Joe, what is up? How are you, my man? Smoke and Magic. What is happening? There is Smoke and Magic. You got something?
Yeah, Jeff Ford is he's watching from St. Louis, Missouri. Is a friend of mine from work. I told him to tune in. He's a veteran, Marine veteran, and works with me. So thanks for tuning in, Jeff.
All right, Jeff, thanks for chiming in, my man. And you've checked into the right show. We've got this is all about Texas Chrome and Texas Legends. So here we go. Smoking Magic. I don't know if that's Bree, but if it is, hello, what is up? We got a big announcement to make here in a little bit. Louis Gonzalez, my buddy, what is happening? Joe's back in. There's Paul Knight from Goldthwaite, Texas. Goldthwaite. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Joe's from Beaumont. What is happening? There he is, St. Louis, Missouri. Danny Regan checking in. Danny, opening the show. I appreciate that, man. With the duck boots. Uwe Braun, one of my favorite German cookers, the only German cooker that I know out here on the circuit right here. We got Old Man's Barbecue Afternoon from Smoky, South Jersey. Yes, a lot of smoke in the northeast part of the country from Canada. Canada's smoking them out right now. They're cold smoking you guys, man. They are cold smoking you right now. Johnny Mag, I got your pictures. They are in the queue, I believe. Who else we got here? Darren Thompson, what is happening? Trent Litchka, hello. Grant Pinkerton, let's go. Yes, another announcement for Grant Pinkerton. Who else we got? All right, I think that's about it right now. Scott Minotti. What's up, Scott? Stephen Pfeiffer, how are you? And the beautiful Miss Patty Dunn checking in. Yeah, because her husband's on the show. We got a great show for you guys tonight. We are kicking off the Texas Legends. The Texas Legends show is going to be a series, not just a show. We're going to be doing a series. We're going to be highlighting some of the guys that have been doing it well before maybe myself, and I've been doing it a little while myself, but we've got a lot of new blood in the house. We got to give some proper recognition to the people that came on before us and kind of paved the way for the sport that we all know and love today. So that's what we're going to start off tonight, kicking off the Texas Legends series. Not only just all about Texas Legends, but this is going to be what it is tonight. And we're going to have a special co-host in the house. I'm going to bring him on right now. Everybody knows this man. He's doing a great job for Texas Barbecue. It's the Captain Joey Smith from the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing awesome. How are you guys doing?
Man, we're doing great. What do you think about this Texas Legends series we're kicking off? It's kind of a brainchild with Johnny Dunn was one of the first ones that brought it up, and was like, man, there's no other better person to co-host this thing because you know about the up and comings of Texas barbecue in the competition circuit. That's what I'm talking about. What do you think, man?
I think it's going to be awesome because what it's going to do, the list is so big, we're just going to be able to probably just touch some of the ones, and then the rest of it's just going to take off from here. Everybody's going to start sending in messages and texts of going, hey, what about this person, that person? But we're going to get a good start at it tonight, I believe.
We are, and I envision this like doing this maybe once every 6 weeks to where we bring on another Texas legend, and this is going to just be an ongoing series, right? So we're gonna we're going to get to them. And guys, I'll ask you later in the show, Gooder Gang, who else, who do you feel are some Texas legends that we should bring on in this series? So we'll ask for your input. This is a true audience participation kind of question. So if you guys have any ideas, go ahead and shout them out there. I'm sure the producer Ty will star those, and then we'll bring those names up later in the show, and hopefully they will agree to come on. And these guys don't have to be cooking right now. I do like that. I do appreciate and respect the ones that have done it and are still doing it at a high level right now, which is what we have on tonight. Right now, we've got Mr. Johnny Dunn waiting in the wings, and we'll bring him on in just a second. But I gotta ask Mr. Captain here. You've had the captain title for how long now, Joey?
Right now, we're fixing to go on our second year.
Second year. That's a big deal, right? They don't just hand out captain titles, right?
No, you got to really earn it. Especially, I went to a school for it to really get educated. You know, you can do these online things and get part of a six-pack deal, but I went all out, and this is where I was going to spend my retirement years doing. And first year, this is still a struggle. I mean, we are learning so much down here because of just the water changes, the tides, the weather. It's just it's not like fishing a common lake that you can just go to your favorite fishing hole. It just ain't like that.
No. I'm sure it changes, right, with everything going on, and I know you had you're learning, right? Learning experience at the moment. But talk about what you got going on, because people may not know them. They probably remember you from the last time on the show, but you got a new venture going on that's part of the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. What are you talking about, sir?
So it's Texas Chrome Outdoors. It's a business that we started down here to be able to fund. You know, of course, we've got to keep working. So that was part of the dream, to come down here and enjoy what we do at the coast. I've been fishing here mostly all my life and bringing our kids down here. Dakota, my youngest, was 5 years old when we were coming down here, and he's an adult grown man now, and we got grandkids down here. So it was a win-win for us to start our life back down here and finish our last days. And also doing the barbecue experience down here, because a lot of those guys that we can't get in the program, we are going to be able to beach them out here. We've got an airboat coming that be able to give them experience for riding around. If they want to go fishing, we'll take them fishing. If they just want to sit here and grill at the lodge, that's what they're going to do.
Man, that's awesome, and it sounds great. And I will take advantage of that. We did have something set up a couple times, and my old man back is just kind of it's coming back though, man. I feel like I haven't had the sharp pains in a couple times. You know, everybody asks me how old are you, and I feel like they are shocked whenever I do tell. Hold on, I'm getting a note here.
Oh gosh, here we go again.
Here, not again. What do you mean?
I know your picture coming up with the buckles.
No, there we go. We're all good. I just plugged in the battery. We're fine. But there it is. There it is. What was I just saying? When that battery light came on, I just froze and got shocked. But
is the battery for you, or is it for the show?
It's for the show. Oh, my back. That's what I was talking about. I was like, man, it's like people I feel are surprised when I tell them how old I am. 50. But everything feels good except for this freaking back, man. It started to rear its ugly head. I am old, but I am not as old as this guy. We're the same age. What's up, Robert Cassiotti? We are the same age. He's like 2 months older than I am, but he's got 8 grandkids, and I have a 14-year-old. We are not the same. There it is. Fred Robles, is he a Texas legend? I mean, he's on my Mount Rushmore. But he's putting out for sure Danny Mikes, winner of the Royal and the Jag. Yeah,
that's on my list.
Oh, he's on your list. All right. So Gooder Gang, throw them out. Whoever you want to see on this Texas Legends deal. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. We're going to talk Texas six pack. But before we do, I do want to mention about sponsorships, guys. We've got a little over 3 weeks. If you want to get in for a sponsorship, I might actually have to cap this thing, because I do have some overwhelming participation already, and I'm so proud and I'm so thankful for everybody that has reached out that wants to be a sponsor of this show, like Smoking Magic from they're up in Kansas City, they're in the Missouri area, and they just won best sauce at the American Royal, so they're going to be sponsoring us, and so it's awesome to have people like that. Grant Pinkerton, y'all don't know Grant Pinkerton from Pinkerton's Barbecue. That's another one. The Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. You know, I love talking about the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. So, guys, running out of time. We do from July 1st through June 30th, and we're running out of time because we're going to kick off the 2023-2024 season of the So Smoking Gooder Show coming up real quick. And so if you guys want to get in, please hit me up at rob@bullhornbbq.com, and we can get you on to get on with some of these fine just barbecue suppliers, sauces, rubs. We've got people that supplying, now we got the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation that are supplying not only the fine job that they do, but now they've got excursions that maybe we can get involved in, get y'all tied into that as well. So out to everybody that's offering, if you want to get time, hit me up, rob@bullhornbbq.com. But before we get to Mr. Johnny Dunn, I do want to do the sponsor role for what we have right now, and it's going to change in next season. But let me do that, what I got right here, and we'll get started. Shout out to our great sponsors, Rectag, Cosmos Q Products, Summer Moreno, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, LC Barbecue,
No, it's happening.
Eureka Heights Brew Company, Clark Compression and Components, Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, Bristol Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads, Texas Original Charcoal Products, Danny Dietz Memorial Classic, Texas Oil Dye, Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics, We Branded Promotions, and the Barbecue Store in Hempstead. Thank you for supporting the So Smokin' Gooder Show. Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much. I'm telling you, man, it means a lot to us for what we do. And now I've got producer Ty back here. What's up, Ty? I'm going to bring him back on because we've got some big plans. We're going to do a new sponsor intro. Did y'all see Ty when he did like that WWE kind of wrestling thing? That's not going to be the sponsor. Ty, I got ideas, bro. We'll bring you on for that for sure. And so,
okay.
Say hi, producer Ty. There he is.
Hi, producer Ty.
There he is.
It's always good to talk to you.
All right, there he is right there. All right, so let's talk some Texas six-pack. We are well into the swing, and everybody knows that Texas six-pack supports the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. But before we get to that, let's bring on the guest of the evening because he knows a little bit about this Texas six-pack, right, Joey?
Yes, he does.
All right, let's bring
Mr.
on Mr. Johnny Dunn from Bourbon Cowboy Cookers. Good evening and welcome to the show, Johnny. Long time coming, but I'm glad you're here. What's going on, my man?
Howdy, my friends. How are y'all doing?
It is Whiskey Wednesday, as you mentioned.
It is Whiskey Wednesday.
Do you got something in the hand?
Oh, yeah. I've got a little bit of Maker's Mark that I picked up in Nashville last weekend, and it's pretty good stuff. I took advantage of going up to Nashville this past week and visited a few stores there, and I can get some stuff up there I can't get down here, so I took advantage of it.
Well, I mean, Tennessee, right? They're known for their whiskey up there, right?
Well, yeah, they are, and they also carry a lot of Kentucky bourbon, so it's best of both worlds.
There it is. There it is. Joey, are you drinking wine? Is that what I saw?
I am drinking wine, sir.
Man, you're getting all foo-foo on us, bro.
Yes, I am.
You are sophisticated. You are a well-rounded man. All right, very nice.
I get him to drink whiskey with me or bourbon with me every now and then.
Well, I appreciate anytime you invite me into the coach. Me and Danny, Danny and I have been in there testing out. Johnny just doesn't give you like one or two. You're in there for a little while. That's a full tasting.
I've got a few in there.
You got
we got a few here. You know, we polished off that bottle of Blanton's when we had the Navy SEALs down a few weeks ago. So there's times when you got to open the bottle.
So let's talk about the Texas six-pack. We are, like I said, well into it. There's 9 events. We are through 5. We've got one more. Number 6 is coming up next weekend in Wharton, Texas. How do you guys feel that the first 5 have gone for now?
I think they've been great. What I see now, though, with the mid stage of the game and the ones that are pretty strong and confident, you're starting to see some newcomers coming in that's already hitting pretty strong in the last couple that didn't even make the first 3.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's going really well. K&R is coming up in a couple of weeks, not this weekend, but next weekend down in Wharton.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be a great cook-off. We've got a lot of interest and more signing up every day, so I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, and they've got. If you guys have not seen, I'll try and get some of the pictures up a little later so y'all can get involved in there. But if you guys haven't seen the trophies going on with the K&R, that's a James Minoti deal, right? James Minoti have created those trophies along with the guns and the rifles that are on the trophies. Is amazing.
Yeah, Willie did the guns. They're all legit Henrys. They're firing weapons. They're no replicas. They're the real deal.
They've done a great job. Great job.
Yeah, everybody involved with the K&R shootout has done a great job. And that's leg number 6. Can't believe it, man. It feels like we just started this thing, but we're already up to number 6 of 9. What I love about those events is the ones that are leading right now, and there is a leaderboard right now, but there's people that are lurking that haven't done all 5, and the ones that are leading are pretty much have done all 5. But we're only taking your 6 best out of 9. So if you still want to get in, and you've done a couple, get in right now. Now's the time. We got 6, 7, 8, and 9 still to go, and so your best 6 are going to go. So you can still get in and on this tournament and do well. And not only that, it benefits a great organization, and the payouts are great. The trophies are amazing. If you don't have a place to cook next weekend, hit us up in Wharton. Let's get us in there. We've already got 45, I know, that are registered and expecting more. So it's going to be a fun time out in Wharton. Make sure you get in on that, and you can find that information on the CBA page. You can probably find out at TexasChromeHeroes.org. Is that on there? Is it linked?
I believe so. Yeah, it's linked there.
Yeah.
And all the remaining cook-offs have been state championships. So even if you're not chasing points in the series and you want a state championship, this is your opportunity. You've got 4 more left that you could go potentially win a state championship.
That's a great point, Johnny, and that's a big deal for a lot of cooks out there right now. The state championships, your chance to get a bung and go, possibly compete at the Jack is a big deal. And I know a lot of teams that are actually just looking for state championships. So if you are looking for states, the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation 6-pack, Texas 6-pack is where you can go to do that. What does that mean to you as a cook, Johnny, seeing a Texas state championship on the line?
Well, it's in my career I've won some, lost a bunch, but I've won some, and it's exciting when it has that kind of recognition. So it's actually a big deal. I mean, if I were lucky enough to win another state championship, it would be a big deal to me. So I would love it.
Did I say lurkers? I think I did. If not, that's what I meant. There are the guys out there that haven't done all 5. Yeah, Josh.
Why did Josh speak up?
Yeah, they haven't done all 5, but once they start when they hit that 5th one, they're going to jump up from the 20th place up into the top 10, maybe top 5. You never know.
When you said lurkers, I'm thinking Chester the molester opening up his coat. I mean,
that what we're going with? Okay. Yeah. I'm fine with that. All right. Anything else that we need to bring up with the Texas 6-pack or Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation before we get to why we're here tonight? Guys?
I think we're good. If there's any veterans out there and first responders that has not signed up with the program yet, please go to texaschrome.org, and I'd love to get you on some of these competitions with us coming in and getting signed up with us. If not, we'll find one for you that is not in the limelight, but we'll get you in. Please sign up.
Yeah, I actually did. On a previous show, I actually showed them how easy it is to sign up. Man, it's just a simple form, right? To get in there and you can get somebody tied in. It's awesome. And do these guys fill that out themselves, or sometimes people nominate them, right?
Yeah, sometimes they'll nominate them and fill out, as long as we get their contact information and email, then we'll fill in the blanks from there. We just really want to get in some of those detailed questions stuff with their meds and stuff that they need to cook off and stuff like that. Or if they need any kind of handicap access, stuff like that, we can go over if they got allergies, so we can avoid all that stuff at a cook off.
And I don't want to, kind of talk over what this is. This is a big deal, man. Explain to them again what the program is and how it can benefit somebody.
So how it benefits somebody, these guys that, of course, served our country, and the ones that are currently, we're dealing with this on an everyday basis, especially with our police force, firemen, everything in these big type cities and stuff, as the way our country is now. So what we do is bring them into a competition atmosphere, or bring them down at the coast. Come do some grilling. We'll sign you up. If you want to do the competition experience, you'll have a pit coach. We train you everything. You'll take over the cook. You'll be able to learn how to season, trim meat, your saucing, your grilling, your tending the meats, wrapping full, burning your hands. We let you do it all. And what's cool to see these guys that take the stuff over by heart. It's been amazing. As y'all can tell, we've got some here that continue to cook. We got some that the door's always open. All I ask for them to do is come back and help somebody else do the same thing that they got the experience with us, and it works.
It's amazing, and it's so fun to see at a contest these guys that have put the time in and they take the learning, and then to actually get a call at a Texas BBQ sanctioned event, and to see the reactions and to see your reactions, Johnny's reactions, everybody involved with the Texas Chrome here. My reactions, I love it. I mean, I'm hooting and hollering right behind you guys while y'all are walking up. So it's really cool, and it's an amazing program, and I hope you guys are able to get them a veteran or a first responder. Let's get them involved, and let's get them in the program. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've yet to see a veteran or a first responder regret the experience. Every one of them has walked away feeling really good, and that's what it's all about. And this experience is probably far different than what they expect, because the three of us have done competition barbecue for years. Most of them know nothing about that, so they don't know what to expect. And Friday night is prep, how to prep everything, and then Saturday is full on 100%.
Competition,
fast as we can go competition.
Yep.
And it blows their mind. And by the end of the day, they're all in. They're like all in. They're so excited and keyed up and focused, and they're focused on the things that help them and get them away from that dark place they go with PTSD.
This guy right here, he's been through the program. Carlos Calzada just GC this past weekend, and he was introduced to competition barbecue through the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. So there's one of your six. I know Josh Hale is another one that's been through, and this guy's a force on the competition circuit. So not only do they get the skills,
we'll be taking classes from him before too long.
Exactly right. Not only do they get the skills, but man, these guys take it and run with it, and then they become peers and forces just like everybody else, man. So it's really cool to see the growth and what you guys teach them and what they learn, what they can apply, and just something that they can take with them beyond the parking lot, right? They can take that home and they learn, and they can cook for their families. They can they can be the best guys on their parking lot.
If they never compete in another competition, this is something they can do with their family and friends and neighborhood or whatever they want to do for the rest of their lives, and they're at a higher level than anyone around them. I mean, because we give them all the recipes. I mean, Joey and I have been part of a team that's won Houston and reserve grand to Houston, and we're 6th one year, so that's 3 really good showings at Houston. And we give them we tell them everything. We don't hold anything back.
Nope.
I mean,
no, we don't.
No, we don't. We don't hold a thing back. and they take that home with them, and we send a pit with them, and some of them go on to be competition cooks like Josh, Carlos, and Chris Davis, and I mean Chris was already a cook, but Chris is doing better than he's ever done, and you know it's had a tremendous effect. We've got a list of names, and Joey, I don't remember the count on the side of the trailer. It's probably not even up to date. We've probably got a bunch we need to add. People that have and we've helped, and it's not just the individual; it's the family, the whole entire family that's being affected by what we do.
Amazing. Well, the work is amazing, and I'm very proud to be at least a little bit of a supporter, and you guys are supporting us as well. So hats off to the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. All right. Great words, guys, but we're here to talk about the Texas Legends show. And this was this came about at one of the at the very first Texas Six Pack in Victoria, Texas. Talking with Johnny, Poe Meskin was there, Joey was there as well, and we were talking about some of the guys that paved the way, some of the guys that kind of early days of Texas competition barbecue and what that kind of looked like and what that meant, and then some of these guys and gals. There's guys and gals that were doing it back, we'll say back in the day, but some of them. Like Johnny Dunn, he was one of the guys. Joey Smith. When did you guys start? Joey, we'll start with you. When did you start cooking?
Dude, I'm fixing to hit my 20-year probably plus anniversary.
That's amazing. And Johnny, how about yourself, man?
Well, not to get into a long story, but I was actually in my backyard where I live right now, blackening redfish. I'm originally from Louisiana. I've lived in Texas since 2000, and
Johnny Dunn, GC Bill's very first contest.
Yeah, I don't even know which one that was.
He just said it. I'm sorry.
Diamonds and dollars.
Ties on it. Diamonds and dollars.
Thank you, Bill. And a buddy of mine that was over, that we invited over, said, "Hey, you want to do a barbecue cook-off in a couple of weeks?" And I said, "Sure. What's that?" I'd never even heard of them. This was in 2006. And I cooked on that team for a couple of years. And I'll say a couple of years, we only did one cook-off a year, normal rodeo cook-off. And in 2008, we formed our own team, Bourbon Cowboy Cookers. And we only did one cook-off a year until about 2010 or 11. I really don't remember now. And 1 year, we decided we were going to do another one. We did Diamonds and Dollars. And no, it was Diamonds and Dollars of Champions. I don't remember. It was the same place. And didn't know what we were doing. Still didn't know what we were doing. And we got a second place brisket. And the person who got first place that beat us was Craig Sherry.
Okay.
And he went on to win Houston with his brisket. Back then it was one meat. And we got excited and started the following part of that year. We cooked a couple more. And the next year we cooked like 6. And the next year we did like 9. And it just built from there on. And so a lot of people think I've been cooking a lot longer than that. I haven't. It was, I picture a bass with a treble hook in his mouth. That second place brisket hooked me.
Gotcha.
Got me good. I couldn't get off. And I'm still not able to get off. I still love what I do. I'm a lot older and learned a lot and, made a lot of mistakes along the way, but did a few things pretty well. And it's been a interesting ride, and it still is. It's an evolving sport. It really is.
100%.
It definitely is.
Yeah, if you don't evolve, then if you can, you're not running the same stuff you were running in 2006. So you have to evolve. What was the scene like? I'll ask this to both of you guys. What was the scene like back then? Is it the same as it is now? Because I feel like when you roll into a contest now, there's, if there's a 40 to 50 team cook-off, there's 35 badass boys you got and guys and gals you need to worry about.
Back in the day, you didn't have many people that you had to worry about like that because a lot of people really didn't know the art of cooking as well as everybody does now with the internet. I remember coming in after my fourth year, Texas BBQ Forum was the first internet thing that anything. It was just a web page that just talked about barbecue. There was
a blog,
no
right?
such.
A blog.
It was just a blog.
Yeah,
because these guys that paved the way, man. This is stuff they learned in their backyard, and they learned cooking against one another, and then that was called shigging back then. You started looking at what's he using
Still
over
is,
there?
brother. Still is.
Yeah. But it's a whole different way of shigging today. You got it all here. Just the information is just free right here in front of you. So I think the bigger amounts of the teams that we compete against to this day is nothing like the handful of the legends that paved the way that really just knocked it in and out.
and that's exactly true. I mean, there was limited amount of information on the internet. I mean, the blogs were out there.
What's up, Kevin?
Kind of like today, there was a lot of BS on the blogs. There were people that were saying that they do this or do that. That was just totally wrong. I mean, I still read it today online, and so-called experts that, I mean, they're very assertive people, but they're telling other people stuff that's just not true. And I know it from experience. I mean, I don't know how many hundreds of briskets I've cooked, and I see a lot of brisket advice online. Just terrible.
Still the same.
Terrible.
Guys, if we real quick, John, I want to jump in real quick. If we've got some of the legends or possible legends that we'll talk about on the show that y'all know what it was like back then, put the comments. I see Brad Olenek in here. I see Vince in here. Brad said there was no classes back in the day. No, there was not.
There were no classes.
So Brad Olenek, we've started kind of together. I was with Brad kind of from the beginning, and we've kind of grown to this. We just had this conversation several weeks ago of where we ended up now, and still in it. We do miss the old days, though. It was really cool. Barbecue family, all sit there and be totally heads butt going, I'm going to kick your ass. He's going to kick my ass, whatever. And then at the end of the day, we're drinking beers with us,
Brine. Was that a thing? Chicken brine?
Oh, yeah.
Chicken brine.
Yeah.
So there wasn't.
Libby brought that up. You got a reddest chicken ever.
Not only were there no classes, you can go into the barbecue store, for example, right now, and you can see hundreds of rubs, injections, brines. None
Didn't
of that
exist
stuff,
back then.
none of that stuff was available. So
No.
what was kind of like something you can think back on that you put stuff together? Was there something just outrageous or outstanding in your mind?
I remember you talking about injections. So I remember one of the early injections, and I'm sure Joey will remember this. There was
when that first came on. Yeah, when somebody said I'm injecting, what were y'all thinking back then? What the hell?
Well, we didn't inject.
Right, that's what I'm saying. When it first came on,
but one of the first ones that came out that I remember was Fab B and Fab C. Fab B was beef, and Fab C was chicken, and there was no that I know of Fab P. There was no pork that I remember.
Yeah, that was the very first injections that came out. And before injections, the main rub that most all the competition was Harley Gorlitz. I mean, he's one of the legends that pathfinded cooking on a barrel sideways that won the American Royal from Texas.
What was it called? What was it called?
Harley's Rub. It's still made today. And
really?
Okay. Yes, it is. It's crazy. And that was like the first bottle rub that we all really got going, wow, this guy's got his own rub. And it's like, all right.
So what was a Fab B and a Fab C? I know one was for brisket and one was for chicken, but what was it?
It was a commercially made injection. It was primarily made for the restaurant industry, I think, and it was for chicken, and the B was for beef, and the C was for chicken, and it had some of the same ingredients that the current
Lowry's, yes.
Lowry's was on it, yeah. But I'm gonna tell you, before all of that, before I ever knew about any injection on brisket, I was cooking certified Angus beef. There was a place in Houston called Friedman's, and they got bought out. And you'd have to go buy a case of briskets, and it was if you were lucky, there would be a prime in a case, and most of them were choice. And I would cook, and I would save the au jus. I would pan it. The first time I tried it, I wrapped it in aluminum foil. I got a hole in aluminum foil and lost my au jus, and that was a bad deal. So I would pan it so I wouldn't lose the au jus, and I would re-inject the au jus back into the brisket. That was my injection. And probably a lot of people didn't know I was doing that, and probably they weren't doing it. But I would separate the grease out of it and re-inject the au jus back in the brisket. And got a lot of first place briskets just doing that. Nothing else.
So you would cook the brisket, wrap it or pan it, and then you would re-inject the au jus back into the brisket.
Right.
No sauces, of course, back then.
No sauce. No. You didn't sauce brisket back then. That was sacrilege.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When do y'all remember that? What was your first run in with a sauced brisket, and I remember my first time that I heard or people were doing that. Do you guys remember when y'all first came across the sauced brisket in a competition?
I just remember it took me 3 months after that to force myself to do the damn shit. I can tell you that.
and I'm going to say that every cook-off, I'll still have to force myself to do it.
You're still not a fan.
No, not a fan. I don't do it for me. I mean, if I cook a brisket at home, I don't sauce. I don't think it. I don't think it adds anything to the brisket. I think it's just fine the way it is. If you cook a brisket right, it's a good product by itself.
I agree. In fact, I'll talk. Fred. I mean, not Fred. There's Roddy right there. Plowboys and Fiesta. Fiesta is still.
Oh, Plowboys was another one too. Yeah, I remember that.
I feel like that was one of the first. When I was coming in,
that was our sweet rub for ribs. Is when I started playing with Plowboys with Harleys. That's about the two. I mean, I gotta think. We carry right now in the trailer probably freaking 50 different shakers of rubs, and back in the day we only carried 3 basic rubs to cook with. That was it.
Yeah. When I was coming in like 2012-ish to 13, there was a forum there, and it was the Bill, man, what's his Texas? Was it barbecue?
Bill Cannon.
Bill Cannon.
Bill.
Texas barbecue.
Yeah.
Bill Cannon.
That was.
And his rub was great.
Good rub. Yes, it was.
I think it's still out there right now. You can find that.
It is.
Yeah.
It still is. Same old websites, never change. It's the same stuff, man. Craig Sherry was banging it with that for them, and the Canterbury's. Canterbury's with their Kraft barbecue sauce kicked everybody's ass in the day.
Yep.
That's another name that needs to be on this series once we get back there.
Absolutely.
For sure, the Canterbury's, because that's a husband and wife. Maybe was that one of the first husband and wife teams that were kind of doing it in Texas? I don't know.
Royce and Ronnie Raspberry.
Yes.
Royce and Ronnie Raspberry were there too, along with the Canterbury.
And the Petersons that were the Pearsons, I guess, they were out of way up by Goliad. They were a Lone Star team that was a dominant husband and wife. That was cool. She was a school teacher that cooked when Lone Star was kind of big in their day and stuff with Harley Gebhardt and those guys.
Fred says, people sauce brisket? What? Brad says he was glazing back in 2009, ahead of his time. Ronnie and Michelle, you have known that
Ronnie and Michelle. Oh yeah,
Ronnie and Michelle.
Two of the best cooks ever.
They're already on the list for sure.
Yep, we discussed
Original
it.
Williams. Is that the Williams rib tickler that you can still find? Has to be on the ribs. Yeah, I think you can find that at HEB
That's
still.
true, Vince. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
Williams
you can.
rib tickler. I think you can still find that at HEB. Maybe. I
Brown
don't know.
label, red lettering.
The Parkers out of Bryan, Texas. So these are names that this is cool. This is what we want
And,
to do for this show is basically maybe, hopefully
the
get them
Ritters.
on.
The Ritters.
Yeah, Ritters was another husband and wife.
The Ritter, now the husband and wife team.
That was the very first barbecue class I ever took.
That's awesome. So again, we want to bring these names out that people maybe have forgot about or just don't remember or don't know. Right? Some of these guys, a lot of these people that watch this show are new to the scene, right? And so we want to showcase people that have done it, have been there, done that, and kind of pave the way for what we have. Like the Ritters, I know they had injections. They might have been one of the first ones in Texas doing injections.
Rubs too, and it reminds me of the story. I'll get to that in a minute. But the Ritters, they had both injections and rubs, and we were at. You remember Turn and Burn back when Turn and Burn was a huge cook-off, big payout. We were at the park there in Pleasanton. And I was parked next to Craig Sherry. And I told Craig, I said, I'm putting Ritter's sweet pecan on my ribs and Craig Sherry sauce. And that's it. That's all I'm putting on it. And he I'm not going to say the words, but it was like lion SOB. And I got a second place rib. And I won $2,800 that cook-off for a second place rib.
You got second ribs, and I had second brisket that weekend.
Yes. You probably got the same payout.
Hey, guess what? My brisket had Ritter's pecan on top.
Did it really?
Yes.
I'll be damned. That was it's still a great rub. And after the awards were over with, I brought Craig over. I said, "Look, I'm gonna show you right here. Here's my rib box. This is what's in it." And there were two ingredients: Ritter's sweet pecan and Craig Sherry sauce. And that was it.
Sounds basics better.
That is basic. I mean, it could, and I guess the key was execution, and that, which is still the key today, by the way, execution. But,
so
those were great days. I always thought that Turn and Burn was going to be one of the biggest cook-offs in the nation, and of course things change, and Western Wood sold out, and things changed, and it didn't happen. But I mean, we easily had $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 payouts back then. And we'd had 140, 50, 60, 180 teams, And y'all were talking about KCBS earlier. They don't have a lot of cook-offs like that, but we do here in Texas.
There's some big ones.
Some big ones.
What do you guys remember of when after Johnny and I had talked, and Joey and Poe? One of the main names that I keep hearing about, you got to get Johnny Trigg on the show. What do y'all remember, or when did y'all meet Johnny back then, or do y'all have any interactions with him, back when y'all were starting?
I actually met my top four that I actually have on the list. So, Jeff Shivers is the founder of IBCA. He was the dominant cook back in the day. Him and Waldo Strand, those two together were like a goddamn warpath. And then you had Jamie Gear and Johnny Trigg. So rolling up there, I wasn't even 3 years young in my stuff. And that's what I had to go drive up at a cook-off. And I was one of those guys went, holy shit, they're here. I don't do that no more, but back in the day, you'd be going, holy shit. And I got to meet those guys that they're probably most humble in starting times of their careers and had no idea what they would be today. And very proud of them. And, we lost a few of these guys also, but man, they put the statue in barbecue in my point of view of the era I cooked in there. You know, with Harley Gortz, man, Harley, that guy would show up in a truck, sleep in his back in the seat of his truck. If it's hot outside, he got a pocket knife, cut his Wrangler jeans into shorts, all crooked, kicks out at 2 HEB barrels, takes a Grand Champion home, shakes the rust out of it, and throws it back in his truck, and just takes off and said, "Enjoy, guys. See y'all next week."
See that, and Joey brings up another good point. Back then, you just see a lot of motorhomes or travel trailers or fifth wheels. We were staying in tents or under a canopy, sleeping in a lounge chair, and it was a totally different atmosphere. A lot of us were cooking low and slow back then, and we were cooking all night. I remember doing that.
And when would y'all drop your meat on the pit back then?
Oh, shoot. We would get drinking in the middle of the night and you put it on. Jamie Gear kicked me out of my chair and taught me how to cook hot and fast. Jamie Gear got me on the path of waking up in the morning and go kick ass. He goes, "I don't know what you're doing all this shit all night for," because we didn't have a place to really sleep. So you just took advantage of it saying, "Hey, we're here to drink." I was first place party, last place barbecue for many, many years.
Yeah. No, we would. It was not unusual to put a brisket on at 9 or 10 o'clock at night and cook it overnight. And I remember, as hard as it is to believe, I cook one brisket now for a cook-off. I've cooked 4 briskets at a time.
I did too.
Huh? You did the same thing? The first time that the big awakening was at Papa's Ice House in the spring, one cook-off, and I think it was the second cook-off I did. When Craig won brisket, I had one brisket finish like in 8 hours, which was unbelievable back then for low and slow, and the others finished like within 30 minutes of turn-in the next day. And I said, well, we had one, we wrapped it up in aluminum foil, had it in a pan, and put it in an ice chest with a bunch of towels on it. Unbelievably, it was still hot. And we sliced the other 3 and like, which one we turned in? They all taste pretty good. And I said, well, and I remember, we got one more in ice chest. Let's pull that one out. Well, hell, it blew the rest of them away because it had like, I don't know, 8 hours.
40 hours this time.
Right, exactly. And that did the trick. And that was an eye opener. And that's when I got really serious and thought, there's a lot more to this than we realize. There's some science behind it. And I've always been a big science and math guy. My background in school was science and math, and the part that's the most difficult. I mean, you can apply all the science and math you want to it, but the part that's most difficult is the art part, and cooking is an art, and there's all the variables, the weather, the differences in the meats, and the differences in temperature, and what that temperature does over time. I mean, there's a lot of factors to consider that you learn over time, that it becomes part of your intuition that you realize that years ago, you know what the hell you're doing, and which was 100% true.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish.
No, I was finished. I'm just saying, you realize you didn't know what the hell you were doing, and
you stumble on something.
Yeah, you stumbled on something, and again, there were no classes. The internet was just starting to crank up a little bit. There was a lot of BS. There was a lot of stuff that wasn't true. Still is, and I warn people about that all the time.
That was more so.
When you read on the internet that your brisket's done at 203 degrees, I question that.
Liars. Liars.
Which brisket? You know, I mean, I've had, honestly, and this is from experience, I've had 2 briskets, one that was done at 195 degrees and one was slightly overcooked at 195 degrees. Now, that's 2 out of hundreds.
Right.
So they're outliers, but they're still there. And I've had some I had to take to 215 degrees.
So Johnny and Joey, what do you guys remember about those days? And who were the guys that were still cooking back then that are still doing it today? I mean, you guys are kind of outliers, maybe. I don't know. There's still I see Brad's in the comments.
You got Trigg still doing it. Harley does some selective events. He's still cooking. I know he's more Central Texas. Ronnie and Michelle, you'll catch them every now and again.
I think Michelle just RGC'd recently.
Up north, yes. They were taking care of their parents and stuff. I remember them cooking out of a Good Times van. And you talking about secretive people, you never saw them rub outside. They did everything. They slept in that van. They seasoned in it. They cut meat in it. All you saw was Michelle coming out with a box going to turn in. Other than that, when they were sitting outside, there was nothing on the counter. Man,
Poe. Patty Dunn says Poe was back doing it back then. He's still doing it today.
Another one I wanted to bring up that would probably be the most dominant cooker to this day, I would think, and a lot of people forgot him, was Monty Brown with Trash Can Cookers. He was one of the first in Texas here that was actually cooking with stand-up barrels and developed his own stuff. And I tell you what, that guy was a freaking wrecking ball no matter where he went. And family life kind of got in his way, and different kind of things got in his life. And man, he was getting it on, man. He was probably just one of the best guys that you could meet and cooker. I mean, he just had it figured out. I mean, he wasn't no class guy. He just kind of found his way.
That's awesome. And this has been a great history lesson for Texas barbecue. The guys that had, like I said, were doing it before we got into the game. You guys have kind of shed some light on how it was back then, and we're not done. What we're going to do, I see Johnny, you're out of some whiskey. You need to refill your cup, my man. Joey, you need to get some more wine. But I want to ask you, you just did. I want to ask you guys about some of the, one of the, main influences for a lot of people was the BBQ Pitmaster show. I want to ask you guys what y'all guys maybe knew about that prior, and then what you thought afterward, and then did you see an influx? So y'all think about that, but you guys can take a quick break because we're going to do the bull printing wraps and graphics wrap-up recap. We're going to do the upcoming event segment, and then we'll come back with Mr. Johnny Dunn and then Captain Joey Smith here in just a minute. So you can get a refill, go to the restroom, do whatever you need, and we'll get that started. But right now, I'm going to drop you guys down, and I'm going to bring on my producer, Ty, here in just a second to see what he's maybe learned here in just a minute. But y'all take a break real quick. We'll get the bull printing wraps and graphics wrap-up recap and the upcoming event segment sponsored by the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads here in just a minute. Ty, have you learned anything, my man?
I learned that every time I'm around the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, that I'm glad that I met him a couple years ago. I'm glad that I've been involved with them for a couple years, and I love trading coins with them.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And to hear the stories that I've heard of Mr. Dunn from, back in the day, or not back in the day, but a couple years ago when I first started, and then to meet him now, it's just cool.
Time to refill. Sean Trainer says absolutely. Refill time, absolutely. Lately these shows have been going 2 hours. I don't know if it's going to go that long tonight, but it feels like it might, because we do have the bull printing wraps and graphics wrap-up recap. We have the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads upcoming event segment. I already have some submissions for the hashtag Rate My Box segment, and then we'll see where this goes. All right, I'm going to drop Ty down. Ty, play us some music here, and we'll get started. All right. Let's do it. The Briscoe Ranch. The bull printing wraps and graphics wrap-up recap. We did have an event in the CBA, but it got canceled due to inclement weather. So that is nothing going on last weekend in the CBA. But we do have the Lone Star Barbecue Society, the Texas Ranger Bicentennial Cook-Off. The grand champion was Jeff Bidos, and the RGC was our good friend Justin West from Hat Creek Q. And over in the Outlaw Barbecue Association, there it is, in the Covington Volunteer Fire Department Barbecue Cook-Off, the grand champion was Carlos Calzada. I already played it once, but I'm going to play it again. Here we go, Mr. Carlos Calzada.
What's going on? This is Smoking Lowe's Barbecue, and you're watching the Soul Smoking Gooder Show. Go Yankees. Go man!
Yep, and the RGC was Mr. Dwayne Turnbow from Turnbow Barbecue Company. And over in the, oh, here they come. Now that I mentioned it, here they come. Here comes the other ones. In the IBCA, the Kids Unlimited. Here, this is a fun cook-off. I've done that. I won it in 2015. Yeah, the grand champion was Alan Prothro from Ice Cold Cookers. And the RGC was my man Ace Marquez from Slab City Barbecue. Congratulations, guys. And over in Ingleside, Texas, the Smoking Tires and Lighting Fires Cook-Off, the grand champion was Stephen Foster from DNS Cookers. The RGC was my man, Mr. Ira Green. And you know how we do. If I have a video for you guys, guess what? You're going to get it played.
I'm Ira Green from Kingsbury, Texas with Flying G Barbecue. You're watching live on the Smoking Gooder Show. So Smoking Gooder Show. I fucked that all up. Ira Green with Flying G Barbecue from Kingsbury, Texas, watching live. Ira Green with Flying G Barbecue from Kingsbury, Texas, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show.
There he was, still one of my favorite intros, Mr. Ira Green. Congratulations. He was the RGC over in Ingleside. In the tailgating for the turf, the grand champion was Jamie Roby, Texas Smoke. Gotta love Jamie. RGC was Randall Kendrick from Hideaway Ranch Cookers. Congratulations, everybody that made the Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics wrap-up recap, sponsored by Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics. All right, let's pull that down, and let's go to some upcoming events. We got some upcoming events sponsored by the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads in Uvalde, Texas. They're going to be December 8th and 9th of 2023. You guys know this event very well. If you never cooked it, you can be expecting some beautiful concrete grounds, right? No mud, none of that. The event, the Wade Carpenter and crew is top-notch. They provide you a dinner on Friday. Just, you do not want for nothing when you go to the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads. Make sure you plan to make that event December 8th and 9th, 2023. That's going to be in Uvalde, Texas. Over in the Champions Barbecue Alliance this weekend, there's one, and it's a big one. It is already full. It is capped. That's going to be in Fort Davis. It's going to be a Texas State Championship. It's going to be the Smoke in the Mountains Barbecue and Ribeye Cook-Off in Fort Davis, Texas. Lots of teams headed west to go to West Texas and Fort Davis. So congratulations to everybody that's making the trip, and I hope you guys win. That's going to be cool. All right, an IBCA. We got the first annual Smoking Summer Barbecue Cook-Off in LaPorte, Texas. Shouldn't be first annual. It should be inaugural, but that's how they wrote it. And then we got in Brownfield, Texas. It's going to be the Great American Cook-Off. In Hempstead, Texas, Joe Davis Scholarship, real quick. Great American Cook-Off is a Texas State Championship. So if you're looking for states, Brownfield, Texas has one for you, and they are not capped. I do not believe. You can still get in on that. And we got the Texas Hero Memorial Cook-Off in Gonzales, Texas. You can still get in on that. Over in Lone Star, we got the Brothers of Service in Munster, Texas. We got the Cow Camp Barbecue, which is a Texas State Championship in San Saba, Texas. And we got the Chisholm Trail Barbecue Cook-Off over in Lockhart. And over in the Outlaw Barbecue Association, there it is. We got the Back the Blue Barbecue Cook-Off in Wills Point, Texas. That also is a Texas State Championship. So if you're looking for state championship, there's one in Outlaw. There's one in Lone Star. It is one in CBA, but it is capped, and there is also one in the IBCA. So in all 4 Texas sanctioning bodies, there is a Texas State Championship. Yeah, Sean. There you go. Corby, what's up, Corby? There it is. You just jinxed me. How did I jinx you, Louie? Come on, Bubba. All right, let's see here. That's where I will be. Where are you going to be, Kevin? I didn't catch that. I think Fort Davis, maybe. Maybe. Case clip. All right, we'll play the case clip. I know people love seeing that. I haven't played it in a while, right? It's been a little while. It's time for that. Here we go. All righty then. That is the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads upcoming event segment that is sponsored by the Briscoe Ranch Cook-Off at the Crossroads, December 8th and 9th, 2023 in Uvalde, Texas. Make sure you make plans to attend. Thank you very much for that. Ty, great job on the music. All right, let's bring our guest back on. We got Mr. Captain Joey Smith of the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. And we got Mr. Johnny Dunn of the Bourbon Cowboy Cookers. Hey, Johnny, I first met you at one of your events. I was not a cooker at the time, but I did attend the Humble Rodeo Cook-Off, and I remember going into your tent. You had a big, huge inflatable. I can't remember who that was. What sponsor was that? But that was
Rebecca Creek.
Rebecca Creek, and that is some great whiskey, by the way.
Yeah, we had the Rebecca Creek inflatable bottle. It was like 30 feet tall.
Oh, huge.
And we had the Wells Fargo stagecoach out in front of the tent.
And y'all were very hospitable. Y'all were very hospitable. You didn't know me. I didn't know you at the time. And y'all welcomed us in, and we had a good time inside your tent. And I remember kind of being in awe of the Pitmaker display that they had. The Pitmaker had a setup, man, and they had TV screens and pits, and it was one of their trailers back in the day, and they still make them like that right now. But just seeing that for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, this is cool. And I kind of fell in love with barbecue at that time, just walking around the grounds at the Humble Rodeo Cook-Off and seeing, what Johnny had out there, and Pitmaker, and just the parties and the fun and everybody was having. And that was before, I didn't even stay for the competition. So
and we did that strictly for charity. I mean, we actually cooked. This is where I learned a lot. We cooked 11 to 1,200 pounds of meat in a weekend, and
wow.
Just for Humble. And we didn't get a dime out of it. We were supported by sponsors, and people paid to come in the gate, and they would come in our tent and have a good meal and a few drinks, and we ended up having live bands later on, and that's how we got our start.
Awesome. Guys, a little later in the show, I'm going to ask you about your Jared McCrory. Y'all know Jared from Barefoot Cookers. He had a great suggestion for the show, and that is your Mount Rushmore. So I want you guys to think. Joey, have you done this yet before? Because you've been on the show yet. I want you to think about your Mount Rushmore, which is, people that have influenced you or that have inspired you or that have helped you along the way, these top 4 guys that you want to put on your own personal Mount Rushmore. I think this is going to be very interesting having this Texas Legends show because, we've got some people that have done this before, and these are new cookers, right? So they're bringing up names that they know now, but you guys have been you've been in the game for a little while. So your Mount Rushmore may be quite different than what we've heard here recently. So we're going to do the Mount Rushmore here in just a minute, but I did want to tease it, and I want to talk about BBQ Pitmasters. What did y'all hear about? Did y'all hear anything about that show prior to it coming out? Were you guys asked to maybe be on it, or did you guys
we got
know?
Sent the email.
Did you? All right, cool. So that was, prior to a lot of us being involved in competition barbecue, and that was kind of our first intro into Texas barbecue. For me, that inspired me quite a bit to do it. And so I want to hear about maybe those. So you got emails, which is interesting. That's pretty cool. What do you remember about maybe that show prior to airing? And let's just talk about that. What do y'all remember about that show prior to airing? And did you hear about it? Okay. Joey's laughing.
All righty. So I got an email. I did my audition stuff, and then we went through all our stuff about how we were going to present ourselves, and so I get with Ernest Cervantes, and that's another legend that we kind of left
sure.
over there. He's on my that list, Mount Rushmore list. But we're sitting there and we're drinking. He goes, "Man, just do something funny." So I'm sitting there and I get my pit and I get all the trophies laid out in the front of it. I'm probably about 9 margaritas in, and all of a sudden we're cooking some stuff, and I got a rubber hammer and I got a damn muffin pan. And I beat this muffin pan to death. This is back when Myron Mithen's cooking those chickens in the muffin pan. I said, here in Texas, we don't need no stinking muffin pan. I beat it on the counter and chunk it to the side. I sent the video in. So there were 6,000 of us entered at that time. I made it to the top 4. I made it to the top 25, I guess. And then that was the year that they put Junior in. So it was me or Junior was going in that year, and Junior got the spot, and I missed it by 1. And then after I got to hear some feedback from Ernest and Junior and them, I didn't know. I thought it was just all barbecue. I didn't know it was really just a reality show at the end of the day. So I went, well, then after I got to be a part of the group, and it was cool as hell because I ended up going after the show was filmed, and I was kind of butthurt didn't making it. And I was, man, I really wanted to get in that thing just to have the experience. And I go to MBAQN, and I'm up there for a deal. I'm just wanting to learn more about barbecue, and all that stuff just started up. And I was with OBR, and we're fixing to get an award. I'm walking down this big old alley with a group of everybody because we just did a big deployment, and a rent car pulls up beside me. And I hear this voice saying, "Hey, dickhead, get in the car." And I look over and go, "Yeah, you, Joey." And I look in the car. It's Tuffy Stone, Myron Mixon, and Jamie Gear. Well, what do you think I did? I said, "Sorry, guys, I got in the rent car," and I went out to eat with them. And Myron
let me guess, the one that
story,
called you dickhead was Jamie.
Yes, sir.
So you went out to eat. I'm invested now. Tell me the story.
Yeah, so I just signed a deal with Smithfield. Ernest and I did. That's when we come up with the 7 Horsemen, and it was cool. So Myron, was telling us about how Mo Cason kind of went down the path of this and told me what not to do. So it was a great deal of just surround myself with good barbecue guys. And he goes, "Man," he goes, "it wasn't nothing about you about not being on the show." He goes, "We just know that you were probably going to be one of those guys that have been butthurt if we told you what your script was supposed to be like, because Jamie didn't follow it very well."
That's unfortunate. There is actual a script because you want to believe that it's how it goes, but you can kind of sense that a little bit. Johnny, what do you remember about those days?
We got the email, and I guess I really didn't take it seriously. I didn't do a videotape. Patty and I talked about it. We didn't, and this is before the show even started. I mean, we didn't even know what it was about. And I'm like, I didn't have that kind of confidence back then in my cooking. And I just didn't take it seriously. But what's funny is later on, I met all of these guys, Myron and Jamie and Tuffy and Chris Lilly, and I mean a bunch of other ones that were all on the show. I bet just about all of them. Mo Cason, all of them, and of course Johnny. I mean Johnny and Jamie are here in Texas.
Yep.
And Johnny and Jamie are probably 2 of the best cooks in the country, and I still believe that. And Ernest. And by the way, I want to do a side note to Ernest.
What's up, Patrick? Thanks.
Welcome to the show, Bob. Kirkland for their being a finalist for James
hell
Beard.
yes. Congratulations. Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. We should recognize as Texas barbecue cooks, these guys are the hell of a good representation of our sport in this state and how competitive we are in Texas.
Absolutely. For those to be both of those guys to be competition cooks. David Kirkland was a competition cook as well. Yep, and Ernest for sure to be on the pinnacle of a chef, right? The James Beard Award. And they said they're not done. They got nominated.
No.
They didn't win this year, and
this is not their first time being nominated. This is
exactly, which is amazing.
And they're a finalist this year. So they flew to Chicago this week. And they didn't win, but in all fairness, they were up against 4 other chefs that were from big cities. They were the only small town.
Wow.
I mean, they're in Seguin, Texas.
Right.
We all been to Seguin. Okay.
Yep.
All the rest of these were from big towns, so it's easier to make a mark in a big town when you get the notoriety in a big town than it is in a little town like Seguin. But if you've ever been to Burnt Bean Barbecue in Seguin, Texas, you have eaten the best barbecue in a restaurant anywhere.
I agree with you. It's really good. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right, guys. So
I'm sorry, I got off subject. I
no, you're fine. You're fine. So what we're going to talk about, this Texas Legends, we're going to bring up some nominees that we want to at least reach out to and maybe bring on the show down the line. Again, this is going to be like a series, right? We're not going to do it every week. We're going to do it maybe every 6 weeks. So the next batch of nominees, Louis Gonzalez, he said, who we just talked about, James Beard nominee, Ernest Cervantes. Fred Robles, he threw out a name for sure. Danny Mikes, winner of the Royal and the Jack.
Danny Mikes.
Dwayne, we already mentioned Johnny Trigg.
Trigg. Yep.
Carlos has a suggestion. He said, Joey, what do you think of next year? Oh, I'm sorry, we'll get to back. That's the Texas 6-pack question. Stephen Fiver said Brad Alleneck, a Giddings legend. Let's see. Kit Polk. Kit Polk is the OG. I agree. Kit Polk needs to come back.
Kit and Brad are OG. Yeah, Kit and Brad are OG.
Do you remember your first interactions with Kit Polk?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Tried to feed us breakfast. I wouldn't eat nothing from that guy ever.
Johnny, do you?
So now I don't remember specifically where it was, but all I remember about it was Kit. And I'll say this because I don't remember the specifics, but I'll say this. If you're going to have an event and Kit's going to be there and you hire entertainment, you're wasting your money on entertainment because Kit is the entertainment.
Kit is the entertainment, yes.
Kit will keep you entertained. All you have to do is listen to his stories and talk to him. He has a wealth of knowledge. And by the way, a lot of people don't realize that Kit is an extremely well-educated man, very high IQ, and one hell of a barbecue cook. So I think a lot.
Look who is watching the So Smoking Gooder show this man. We just talked about him, James Beard Award nominee, Ernest Cervantes. What's up, Ernest? Appreciate you watching. Yes, sir. You are
cheers,
getting
Ernest. Rushmore, baby.
How about we all cheers Ernest and David and what they accomplished right now?
Cheers, Ernest and David.
Man.
Yes, and Ernie, you're gonna don't ignore me now. You're big time. You're gonna come back on the show. Ernest is probably one of my most watched guests. He's been on probably like 3 or 4 times over the years. We are entering next month. Will be our 6th year of doing this show.
Are you kidding?
No.
Wow.
July 7th of this year will be our 6th year doing the So Smoking Gooder show. And Ernest has been on, a few times now. And I love having Ernest on. And Ernie, don't ignore me, Ernie, when I call you, my man. Congrats, Ernest Cervantes. Yeah, absolutely. One of the guys for sure. He's a Texas legend. And Ernest, you are on my Mount Rushmore of barbecue. So talking about that, here, let's get some other names real quick. We got Don Wright, Moonlight Cookers. I'm not familiar. We got the Parkers out of Bryan, Texas. Not familiar. We got Patty, of course, mentioned Paul Martinez. Sure. Ronnie and Michelle Wade. They were bringing
definitely Ronnie and Michelle Wade.
How about this guy? This guy's transitioned from I would consider him a Texas legend. Mr. Arnie Segovia is now a social media mogul. This guy's doing so well.
Arnie is not only one hell of a cook, but one of the nicest people I ever met in my life.
Arnie's amazing.
Him and his wife are so sweet.
Oh, man.
Great people.
They are great. They are great people. Arnie Segovia for sure.
He's almost as good as me graduating Grand Reserve walking up on stage, because if he's at a competition, he's one of the first ones up there to tell you congratulations. And that's what I respect of some of our cooks that do that.
I love Arnie. Arnie's been on the show. In fact, I got a video from Arnie here.
Hey, barbecue lovers, I'm Arnie Tex, and you're listening to the So Smoking Gooder Show. Let's talk barbecue and have some fun.
He is right there with the classic mustache.
Yes.
Yeah.
Arnie Segovia.
Hey, barbecue lovers, I'm Arnie Tex, and you're listening to the So Smoking Gooder Show. Let's talk barbecue and have some fun.
Didn't mean to do that, but so nice. I did it twice right there. Mr. Arnie Segovia for sure needs to be on here. Jamie Gear, love to get Jamie on the show and really dive into what we talked about. Of course, Johnny Dunn. If I can get Johnny, I remember we did, it was at the Uvalde cook-off, Briscoe Ranch cook-off at the Crossroads in Uvalde, Texas. Wade said, hey, Johnny's here. We do the Friday night dinner. He has this Friday night dinner. He has a stage. Ernest was on there with me doing that one time. But last year he said, Johnny's here. So I went up to Johnny and I said, hey, Johnny, my name's Robert Rocha. We do a show, right? And he's like, I don't want to do it. I was like, okay, all right, fine. He was sitting there. He was with Brian Crawford. And I said, well, Wade really wants you. And he asked, and he goes, all right, what is this? And it's like, we'll just go up before dinner. I said, you got, best stash in the biz. I said, we go up there before dinner. And he goes, all right, you got 5 minutes. I was like, all right, cool, Johnny, I'll take 5 minutes, right? I could not get the man off the stage. He kept talking. I think we were up there for like 25 minutes, just me and Johnny having a chat. And so it was amazing. So I would love to get Johnny back on the show to talk Texas barbecue, man. And I know he's got some stories.
I got something for y'all. I got to tell this real quick.
Let's hear it. I'm going to put you solo.
Me and Ernest and Cherokee Cookers, we were at Shiner one weekend. And we got our asses spanked. No walks, no nothing. So we were planning on taking off the next weekend and just saying the hell with it. And we had all kinds of crazy shit that went down at Shiner. And he goes, man, we just didn't make it happen. So we're sitting there by the campfire and we're going, well, let's all go cook somewhere next weekend together. So we're sitting there looking up to cook-offs, and there was 2 cook-offs, one in Arkansas and there was one in Georgetown, Texas. It was a Lone Star cook-off. And he goes, man, I just can't sleep this next weekend. He goes, I think we need to go redeem ourselves. I said, sounds freaking awesome. So Ernest and I and Cherokee Cookers, we pack our luggage. And we show up late. Yeah, Kurt. We fly off into Georgetown, and we rolled into that place like we owned it. And, man, we got the stink eye. These guys sat there and going, why in the hell are you guys here at this cook-off? We just got our butt spanked last weekend, and we just want to goddamn see what it feels like to just try to get back on top. I think they only had like 20-something teams or something like that.
Oh,
and,
man.
We're sitting there at the evening, and they're all wanting to hang out. So they started talking with us, and we had these guys, and he goes, we just started staying up. We're drinking. We're hanging out. Like freaking 1 a.m. These guys going, man, how do y'all do it? And I said, well, not staying up this late. If you're going to stay up with us, he goes, you're not going to do very good in the morning. He goes, but we're going to give y'all a head start. Anyway, I think they had 16 trophies to provide, and I granted, Ernest granted, I reserved. I forgot how it went down. Anyway, they had 16 trophies, and we walked away with 14 of them between 3 teams. And we went on. And we won like $400.
Trivia: who's got the best hat throw on a walk? We all know who that is. That's Mr. Joey Smith. Captain Joey Smith. Willie Richards, right there. K&R Pipeline Services. He is the new sponsor of
Willie,
the
thank you for everything you do, bud. And,
love you, Willie. Great job, Willie.
And Willie is the title sponsor next weekend for the cook number 6 of the Texas 6-packs, benefiting the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation. It's going to be in Warden, Texas next weekend. So if you guys don't have a place to go, he's got some amazing trophies. We talked about it earlier. Make sure you go there. I'm going to go up the day early. I'm going to be there on Thursday. How about you, Johnny? You normally kind of do that, right? Don't you?
I'll be there on Thursday.
I will be there on Thursday For sure. Talking about like newer cooks that maybe this is why we're doing this Texas Legends show. Louis Gonzalez, who's doing really well right now. DD Barbecue. Johnny Dunn, really nice man. He congratulated me on my walks at the doubleheader in Tomball. I had no idea who he was until we all drank at the bunker. Didn't know he was this badass of a man. There it is right there, man. And so it's cool. We're still bringing new people, new blood, new badass people like Kevin Hernandez. This guy, he's just killing it. There's Carmen. What's up, sweet Carmen? Kevin Hernandez from My Pits Are Burning, man. This guy's just, I'd say he's a newer cook on the scene right now. He's killing it. He's number 2 right now in the CBA, just doing a great job right there. But it all helps, right? And so the knowledge of the, what you guys did and the scene it was back in the day, it's all helped to make yourself a well-rounded cook. If you know who the people are, kind of pave the way for what the Texas barbecue scene is right now, man.
Yeah, and I'll say this. One of the things that was mentioned earlier about showing up at a cook-off when there was all these badasses there. I mean, we've all been there when we started out, right?
Yep.
Joey's been there. I've been there. You've been there, Rob. And I guess it's my competitive spirit. And I got my ass whipped a bunch. And I've never backed off from a cook-off because of who was there. I feel like if I cook with the best, then
You beat the best.
I'm going to compete the best. I'm going to be on my sharpest edge, and I'm not going to be scared of anybody. No. So if you're a young cook and you see a bunch of badasses there, don't back up. Go at it full force. And that's what worked for me. It worked for Joey. It worked for Rob. It worked for all of us. Don't go seek out the easiest cook-off you could cook. Go and compete against the best. Because when you win, you've proven yourself.
Amen. One of the top cookers in Texas right now, Phil Breeden. He's agreeing with you right now. Yeah. Play right from brisket cases. No fear. Yeah,
no fear.
Absolutely. Carmen, that is right. Congratulations, Carmen. She went up to do an outlaw last weekend and killed it. Beat her husband, in fact. So chicken on a chain checking in. Corby Simpkins, another good one. It definitely brings out the best in you to compete for rookies like us. Yeah, for sure, man. And there he is right there. I was just talking about him. Kevin Hernandez, 100%. He's agreeing with you. Greg Minotti. Hell yeah. It's so nice. I got to do it one more time. Greg Minotti's new intro right now.
My name's Greg Minotti with Drop Time Smoke, and you are watching the So Smoking Gooder Show.
That's badass.
I love that. Jared McCrory, Barefoot Cookers, the very first Texas Throwdown for Texas Chrome, was my 3rd ever cook-off. Got my butt whooped, but had a blast. Yeah, man. You take it, you learn from it, you go back, you do it again, and you have better results, man. The number 2 clip for sure. Okay, so we talked about it. We talked about the Mount Rushmore of barbecue. Everybody has their own, and they're all different, right? And maybe when you came in to the scene right now, we're talking to some couple of Texas legends right now that have been doing it for a long, long time. So their Mount Rushmore of barbecue might be different. Johnny, have you thought about it?
I thought about it a little bit. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's lead with you, sir.
All right. I'd have to put Ronnie Wade up there.
Okay, and maybe give a brief description of why.
Well, Ronnie, back in the day, Ronnie was on a tear. No matter where he cooked, no matter who he cooked against, he did one GC after another, and he did it a bunch of years in a row. And I'd have to include Craig Sherry in that group. Craig was doing the same thing. And I'm on a group, Don and Jan Canterbury together in that group. I'm going to say because of the notoriety that he's brought to Texas barbecue, I'm gonna put Ernest Cervantes up there. Ernest is not just a great barbecue cook. Ernest is an absolute phenomenal chef.
I think it was there.
If you haven't been to his restaurant, you probably don't realize that. But Ernest is one phenomenal chef.
Yep.
So what he did for a living while he was barbecuing?
He is a chef. He's a true chef. Yes, Mr. Ernest Cervantes.
Yeah, he's impressive.
Joey and Johnny's brisket keeps getting me going to Texas. All right, I like that. Will, what's up, Will? Welcome to the show, man. How are you?
Yeah, Will is with Icy Tech, which is one of the Texas Chrome Barbecue Heroes Foundation cooks, and he's a good guy. He's a Marine. He's a veteran, and he'll be down here next weekend. Awesome. He's going to Ribs and Rita.
I was blessed with a blue Icy Tech tumbler. Somebody left in my trailer, and I returned it to Joey. And I said, Joey, somebody left this in there. And he's like, keep it. It's yours. I was like, okay, awesome. I use it all the time.
We got plenty more coming.
I use it all the time. It's amazing. Crayon eater. But I'm glad he's checking in. What's up, Patrick? You're adding to the show. I appreciate you. I'll bring the empty stomach. Yeah, says Will. He's coming next week. Absolutely.
They're great supporters.
Ronnie Wade, and I'll add Michelle in there because Roddy says his wife is a great ambassador as well. She just like RGC'd or did something here recently, so she killed it. Craig Sherry, absolutely. You can find his products in the HEB. Craig has been a big influence on Texas barbecue right now. If you don't have Craig's sauce in your trailer, not a lot of people can say I don't have any Craig sauce in their trailer at the moment that are doing well right now. Don and Jan, amazing. Love them. They're a great couple. They're amazing cooks as well. They were ones that in my early career doing that, they were ones to watch out for sure. And of course, Ernest Cervantes from the Burnt Bean Company. All right, Captain Joey.
So my Mount Rushmore is people that actually probably built me who I am today, that actually really interjected my life of barbecue. Wow, this is something I'm tearing up over to here. I normally don't do this, but Harvey Gebhardt was one of my first. A lot of people don't know this guy. He was a big Texas cook. They're in order. Was actually helped me get chicken off the ground. Ernest Cervantes is probably my biggest highlight because we just about cooked everywhere together. Wherever he was, I followed him. It was back to I went to cook against the best. I didn't want to be that shallow cooker going, oh, wow, I won this GC over here, but there was no one there to beat. And Ernest and I.
How cool was hanging out with Ernest back then, man?
Dude, it was absolutely awesome. I mean, we are true brothers of traveling and cooking and growing together. And, he taught me a lot, just the hard knocks and stuff, and really paying attention of things that I really just thought, throwing some meat on the grill back in the day wasn't the way to do it. And then when we really had someone there to really actually feed back, and then we just communicated so well at cook-offs. And then once we went to our separate trailers, we did our thing. And it just he guided me a long ways in the early days. And then Jamie Gear, and then at the end of that, hell, I went to just about every class he offered. Fred Robus, man. Fred Robus really helped me really put the icing on the cake in my career of where I can cook now and do finishing and stuff like that. And that was early on. I mean, Fred's been at this a long time too. I mean, when I first got to meet them and kind of hang out with that group and travel with them, and it's cool. When you can call any of these guys now and ask a question, to me, those are my Mount Rushmores to me, because they actually had a piece of what Texas Chrome is today.
Yeah, and I would have to add another head to Mount Rushmore for Fred. I mean, I think Fred's done a lot for Texas barbecue and barbecue in general. I mean, I think Fred is probably one of the most talented cooks ever. And I agree with that, Joey. I think Fred is probably.
I mean, the list for Mount Rushmore is
He definitely has a place on the barbecue Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
Those are amazing. Those are amazing Mount Rushmore nominees right there. They're not nominees, but those are the ones that made it on you guys. And like I said, man, these are somebody that have inspired you or impressed you somehow along your barbecue journey, man. And just to hear those names and people that have inspired you or helped you along the way or motivated you, however it was, that's awesome. Ernest, man, Ernest is on my Mount Rushmore. So is Fred. Both of those guys made my list, but I remember back in Turn and Burn, we mentioned that contest, Pleasanton. That was such a fun contest. Wish they'd maybe bring it back. If you're listening, people of Pleasanton, bring back Turn and Burn, man, because that was a who's who of contests. Aaron Watson was there one year playing before he blew up, man.
Oh,
He was already actually a big name back in the day, and he was playing at Turn.
Earl Thomas Connolly played Pleasanton.
Wow.
I broke my finger that night getting on stage and giving my hat. I remember that night.
Earl Thomas Connolly, yeah.
Yes,
that's another story. What's up, Rhett? How are you, my man? Good seeing you. Willie T's in the comments. He said both of you guys, he's had a pleasure cooking with you guys. But man, Ernest, he took the time. It was me, Diane, and Case one time. We were early cooks, young cooks, and Ernest had been on television already an inspiration. And for him to spend, probably about 5 to 8 to 10 minutes just talking to us about, what it means to him to come out and compete and to keep your head down and keep doing what you're doing. And I just remember that conversation and him taking the time out to do that. He was already one of my, barbecue heroes at that time. And just to him to do that was just reiterated the fact that I already liked this guy already. And it's amazing to see what he's doing right now. It's a James Beard Award nominee twice or however many times he's already doing it. I know he's going to win it. But right now it's still inspiring.
He's
still inspiring. Yeah. Yes. Him and David and what they're doing over there. And Johnny said it best, man. If you want to have the best barbecue, head out to Seguin, Texas, and hit up the Burnt Bean Company. There it is. You guys want to do this real quick? We do the hashtag Rate My Box segment. Have y'all seen this yet?
Did you say the word rape or was that rate?
Rate.
Rate.
God.
Joey, get your mind out of the gutter.
No kidding. Where did that come from?
I thought Aaron Leslie may be popping in.
No, Aaron. While I put these up here, I'm going to give you Aaron.
Well, hello there. How you doing? I'm Aaron Leslie with Texas Oil Dust. And today, you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show.
There's Aaron. I got a few uploads. It's all right. It's all right. Please don't rape my. Oh my goodness! That escalated quickly. Absolutely, rape the horses. All right. Another guy that is on my Mount Rushmore is this guy, and he's saying the other clip. I hear you, Phil. I hear you. Johnny and Patty Dunn, love y'all. There's Miss Carmen.
Love you too, Carmen.
There she is. Carmen's one of the sweethearts in barbecue. We all know.
And that fuzzy son that you married.
I got a lure down here. We got named chicken on the chain too. It works just as good as you too. So thank you, girl.
There it is. All right, let's play this one. I love the new one that Phil did, so I'm going to play it again. Here we go. I'll play Butters too, because Butter. Congratulations to me. Butter with War Pig Barbecue is also going to be a name you hear after next month. Here we go. War Pig.
Well, hello there. I'm Dennis Butterworth with War Pig Barbecue, but you can call me Butter, and you're listening and watching the So Smoking Gooder Show with Rob Arocha.
He's always so sophisticated, that boy Butter.
That was professional, Butter.
We got another pit crew guy, pit coach right here.
I'm Chris Davis with Cross Rifles Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smoking Gooder Show.
Yes, you are Chris Davis with Cross Rifles Barbecue. And then finally, we got the
That's a pretty baby.
He's a pretty baby. Is he a pretty
That's
baby?
a pretty baby.
That's a pretty baby. How about this one?
Somebody's got to love him.
We all love Chris. This is one of my favorites right now.
I'm Phil Breeden, owner and founder of LC Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smoking Good Show.
All right. Isn't that a good one?
Yeah.
Love
Yeah,
blasting
I'm going to have to refilm for that one.
You do need to. This is old now, Joey. I'll play it. I'll play this one. This is an old one now.
No.
Johnny did one. Johnny did one. I haven't edited it yet, so I have
It's
to
not
edit.
good.
Yeah, I think you know what, Johnny. I did look at it. We do need to redo it. My man.
We need to redo it.
We need to redo it. But here's Joey's from way back in the day.
Way back, first CBA pre-comp judging
Ever. Here we go.
ever.
Hello, I'm Joey Smith with Texas Chrome Barbecue. Here watching the So Smoking Gooder Show. Did I say that right?
Say it right, but now it's not just Texas Chrome Barbecue. We got some other stuff to add to it. All right, so let's.
So Phil, you got to redo Phil's when he gets a ZZ top length beard.
He's close. Phil's close.
And then he's in Kit's moonshine. It'd be perfect.
That would be even better. Yeah.
How cool is Kit, man? Kit is I love Kit, man. He's a great ambassador for barbecue, and he will talk to you as long as you want, man. I love Kit.
Kit's one of the friendliest people in barbecue. So we cook in a 4-square at San Antonio. Steve Graham's and Kit and me and Chris has cooked with us, and a few other people have cooked with us. And Kit is like the highlight of the evening every day. We have so much fun, and we don't do anything special. We don't have any bands. We have a fire. And the 4 teams, and we have a ball. That's all we do is barbecue. And that's what barbecue people are like. I mean, they're just friendly, and they're out to have a good time. And if you don't love that, then there's probably something wrong with you. Just saying.
No, he's amazing, and I will play his clip again one more time. But Carmen, I don't know if she's seen some of these. She's like, "Oh my God, I love it! I'm glad to see Carmen back watching the show." What's up, Carmen? Sweet Carmen. Phil says anytime. All right, Phil. This is the second time he said 50 Cent, and I've heard it one time, but you got to remind me, Phil. Why is it 50 Cent? Put it in the comments right there. Kid has been in this for 25 years. Shout out to producer Ty putting the LC barbecue logo up there as well. Cooks with gasoline. Yeah, kind of, pretty much.
He cooks with a new cooker all the time. You have to help him unload some of this gigantic shit he would haul sometimes and crap and throw it on the ground. Hell, I purposely parked away from him the first 5 years.
We were in Killeen last season, and it was me and Bill and Danny and Phil and Chicken Fried Bill was here, and so we were all like in this one like small space because we were gonna cook in the grass, but it got muddy. So they said, "Eric, can y'all get as close as you can?" So we all there was probably 5 teams in a 40 by 50 space, right? So we were all right there, and Kit was right smack dab in the middle, and he was right smack dab in front of me. I dropped my tailgate there, and he was right smack dab in front of me, and I watched him cook all 4 meats on one hasty bake, and he smoked me out of my trailer. It was awesome, and it was fun to watch. And Danny was I think that was Danny Regan's from Hell Yeah Barbecues, like his first real interaction with Kit, and he was just watching, in awe and disgust and like everything, all the emotions, just watching Kit.
He's one hell of a cook.
He is amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, I put a little of your shit on this time. I put a little this, a little that. Oh, it's going to do good today. It's going to do good. And he gets a walk. He goes, I told you so. I told you so. It's going to work. But I'm going to do something different next week.
A third. All right, 50 cent. There it is, right there. Here's your promoter for next week, guys. If you still want to get in at the K&R shootout, which is leg 5 of the Texas Chrome Heroes Texas 6-pack, hit up this man right there, Mr. Willie Richards, checking in from Hawaii. He can still take you. He can still get you in. There it is. Yeah, he said that last week. All right, here we go.
Do it. You won't be sorry. It's going to be a fun cook-off. And then after that's the SS Memorial.
Yep.
And after that is the Watermelon Festival.
Okay.
And after that, in August,
is the Lost Lagoon.
Oh, man.
Lost Lagoon. It's the
fun.
finale, and it is the most fun, biggest, baddest ass cook-off. It is so much fun. He couldn't ask for a better spot. Full hookups, a swimming pool, a bar, grill, stuff for the kids to do. It's a badass place to have a cook-off.
All right. I am going to probably regret saying this, but I need 1 or 2 brisket boxes. I have a chicken. I have a rib. I have another chicken. I have a pork and another rib. So I don't have any brisket boxes to rate, Gooder Gang. Y'all know how we do this. I'm going to put up a box for about 10 seconds. You're going to get 10 seconds to look at it. No comments. Judges, to yourself. And I'm going to ask the Gooder Gang to rate it. 10 is excellent. 9 is very good. 8 is fair. And 7 is poor. This is going off the CBA sanctions. Joey, you look like you have something to say.
I just got in trouble doing the kids queue at the dang last cook-off at Tom Ball.
And this is
now
only...
I'm going to get...
Yeah, hashtag rate my box. Rate my box.
Not right.
Not the other word.
Yes.
Not the other word. All right, here's the first box. We're going to give you 10 seconds. And then Gooder Gang, do your thing. Here we go. This is a KCBS box. Keep that in mind. Here we go. Boom. You got about 3, 2, 1. All right, Gooder Gang, do your thing. While the Gooder Gang is chiming in, I will ask the Texas King right now, the Pork King of Texas, Johnny Dunn. What you thinking, man?
About what?
That box you just said.
Box.
10, 9.
Rate it.
I couldn't see it.
What do you mean you couldn't see it?
It didn't come on my screen.
Did you see it?
No.
Joey, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
No, it never came on my screen.
All right. Well, Joey, what did you think?
I'm going to roll with an 8 with that.
All right, you're going to roll with an 8. All right, here we go. The Gooder Gang is... Oh, we got it. We'll get to that in a minute. The Gooder Gang will chime in. 9. We got a 7, a 9. Carmen, 5 is not an option. Carmen is killing it.
Damn, Carmen.
7, not uniform. 7 is the worst score you can give, by the way. We got a 9. I like Will checking in. He's not a cook, but he says 7. He didn't like it. 8, 9, 8, 8, 7, and Jen likes it because it's KCBS. All right, cool. I will give you my...
What is your score, Rob?
I will give that a solid 8. I don't like the splotchiness of the sauce laid out there. And if I'm getting over critical, because I am a cook, I will give a little over critique. I would like to see the greens trimmed up a little bit. Maybe even use some kale, whoever turned this in. That's some like leafy lettuce over there. I like kale, man. It's more tight. You can make it look more like a putting green. It won't kind of come up on the edges. Just my opinion right there. That's a solid 8 right there. All right. Good job, Gooder Gang. This, unfortunately, I can't correct the layout of it. It's turned the wrong way, but I'm still going to show it to you. Here we go. You got 10 seconds. Boom. Chicken box. That is a CBA box, by the way.
Why can't I see it?
You can't see that, Johnny?
All I see is the two of y'all, the three of us.
Oh.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Three of us.
All right, Gooder Gang, do your thing.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
All right. There's Patty. What's up, Patty? All right, we got 9. We got 8.
He had it on our iPad.
A 9, an 8. I'm sorry, but I'm used to perfection. Oh, that's from her 5. All right. 9. I'd eat that whole book. Adriana, you're an event rep. You can't give a 5. It's 10 through 7. Come on
10
now.
through 7. I know this.
All right.
It's a good 9.
Nobody ranks it a 10. That's a little surprising for me. All right, I did get a good brisket box turned in here. Let me download this and I'll put it on the show here in just a minute. All right. Somebody gave it a 10. Phil gave it a 10. Kevin gave it a 10. 9, 9, 9. I see mostly 9s. Johnny, can you see it yet?
Patty showed it me on her iPad. I'd give it a 9 at best.
All right, I'm going to put it back up here. Joey, what'd you think?
I think it's a good 10 box. I saw steady 9s coming when I mentioned. I'm a legs fan too. I love the layout, the way the legs are kind of just stacked in there properly, and put the wings on the side. It's a good looking box.
That is a 10 all day.
I love the layout.
If you're gonna put it in the box, put it in the box.
Wings on the side. It's a good looking box.
That is a 10 all day.
All right, somebody's got some. Somebody, I can't. Whoever's listening, I can't hear. Y'all need to mute that one.
Is that Patty's phone by you?
Listening, I can't hear.
Yeah, she'll need to mute her phone.
Yeah, mute the phone. All right, so that to me, that's a 10 all day. I don't know whose box that was. If anyone wants to claim it in the comments, please do. That's a beautiful box, in my opinion. I don't know why the Gooder Gang was so hard on it. I saw 9s, 8. Corby, explain yourself, Corby. Adriana, explain yourself with a 5. Hello.
Holy cow.
Dustin Stanley from the barbecue store and We Branded Promotions. Thank you, sir, very much for sponsoring the show. All right, let's go. It's chicken legs. They weren't sexy. Okay, that's what she says. Brad. I think Brad would be a hard judge, man. Brad is a stickler.
I wouldn't want.
I would not. If I saw Brad Olenek walking into the judges' room, I would just not be.
Well,
happy.
I'm gonna tell you, cooks are probably the most severe judges. Honestly.
Oh, I know. Oh, we're the worst. We're the worst judges. Foil is ugly as shit in the box. What is CBA boxes would be 10s more often with greens. Okay. Man, I don't want to I don't want to do foil or greens in CBA. But all right, here we go. The next box is up in 3, 2. It's a chicken box. Looks like a CBA box. Boom.
On my last one, I think it was the color that got me, that kept it from being a 9. I mean, kept it from being a 10. It was a 9.
All right, we go. 3, 2, 1. Pull the net down. Gooder Gang, do your thing. And then we'll ask the celebrity judges. Ooh, we got 10s. 10. Nice box.
They're used to turning those in.
9 for Rhett. Patrick checking in. 10. I don't know what they could do better. That's from Phil Breeden right there. Check that out. All right. Everybody's giving that a 10 from the Gooder Gang. That is a solid half chicken entry.
There goes Brad with the 9.
Brad Olnick. Get real, buddy.
There he is. Brad hates barbecue.
I love
Checking
you,
in with a 9. I love it. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. All right, let's look at that one more time. I mean, it's pretty solid chicken.
I'm going to give it a 10.
I'm definitely a 10, but also, man, they really did some time, really goddamn cornering their full. I don't even make my full that pretty.
No, that's pretty good.
And the
I don't
color,
like that. I don't like that foil on the top right though. It's kind of out there.
It looks like they cut their own foil.
I don't judge the foil.
I don't either.
I look at the food.
I don't either.
But they did that
and the color of that chicken was beautiful.
That's a beautiful chicken.
What do you guys think of, and the Gooder gang, y'all chime in. What do you guys think of cutting the wingtip off? I'm a fan of that. The last few chicken, for a while now, I've been cutting the wingtip off, probably for a good year now. What do you guys think about that wingtip?
We cook with what we have, because if I got a paired, if we got to, we only putting one chicken in now. If we ever had to do two, I make sure they're matched. I'll cut them both off if I got to turn in two chickens, but if not, we pin them down. So
Jared says he likes wingtips.
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
it looks great.
Chop that bitch off. Yeah, Phil Breeden checking in. Yeah, we talking about just the tip. Somebody just to see how it feels.
The tip, Patrick, but. Honestly, I think it looks better with the tip, unless you screw the tip up. But I think it looks better with the tip.
It looks more natural, like what you're used to seeing, right? When you get that tip off.
But also you're playing with a fork and knife. I think without the tip, you're giving the judges more access to get into that chicken than you are with the tip on it. So.
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's one of the things I had an issue with when they made the tip optional. And back then, it's better now, but back then it was the chickens looked like they were being processed by a lawnmower. Because you remember back a few years ago, the chickens were all torn up; they were bad.
All right, we got 3 solid people that have chimed in on the tip question. I don't like the look, but I understand why people remove it.
Yeah,
that's from one of the hotter cooks in Texas right now.
I agree with
Dustin Stanley from Twisted Flames and the barbecue store. # where you go to win. Cutting the wingtip allows you to see more of the breasts. Yep. 100%. And Phil Breeden checking in. LC barbecue appearance don't mean a thing in Texas anyways. Just put it in the box.
Keep it simple.
If you're gonna put it in the box, just put it in
let's
the box.
look at some Kit Pote chicken and definitely let's rate some of those. Where's his at?
If you're gonna put it in the box, put it in the box.
The best is Phil right there. I have 2 kids just because of the tip. Jay Bird, what's up, Jay Bird? Checking in. I love it. Couldn't have said it better. And Kit wins. Absolutely, Kit wins. All right, so we got a couple more boxes, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Here we go. We'll do a. I can't tell. It's hard to see what this box is, but we'll put it up here for 10 seconds. Here we go. Boom. Oh, it's a pork box.
Yeah, it's a pork.
Where you at,
countertop? That trailer looks familiar.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh shit! Sorry, 1 second. I got to pull that down.
It's not. You're not gonna be able to make it bigger.
What the hell was that?
Hey, they got a Viagra fix for that, Johnny.
I like it. I like it. That was good. All right, so
just a tip, baby.
Just the tip. All right, we already did that one. All right, Gooder gang, they're already chiming in. Here we go. 9, 9, 10, 9. That's what she said. Exactly. 25 years of that's what she said. No, that's harder, Joey. That's no lie. 9, 10. All right. I'll put that back up there. I was trying to upload the next brisket one, so I really didn't get a good look at it. So I will look at it. Where we go. My initial reaction.
A lot of barbecue
10.
sauce.
I'm giving that a 10. I'm giving that a 10. I know I can't see the front view of that, but it's all symmetrical. It's all money muscle. And if I'm just going straight on the parent. Oh, wait, hold up.
Yeah.
9.
Up.
I did not see the sauce. in the
The
front
sauce
there.
all over the front. And I'm a 9 too.
Ooh, that might even drop down to an 8. Whoever, if that's your box, you got to be more careful. And I hope you wipe that off before you close that lid. Just saying. I don't know whose box that is.
Judge the meat. Judge the meat.
I understand that, Johnny, but that is blatantly in your face.
Even in KCBS certified barbecue judge class, they tell you judge the meat.
Well, yeah, because
Okay.
you got to pull all the lettuce off to eat it.
Well, yeah, you got to get all the parsley off of the damn thing.
All right. And the last box of the evening will be a brisket box. Hold on. I got to delete a few of these. Delete. Oh, all right. Here we go. Rib. I didn't put that up there. There's a rib box. Here we go.
Oh, good.
KCBS box with lettuce, with greens. 2, 1, boom. Can't stop laughing at Patty. What's Patty doing? I didn't see Patty.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe a 10 if they put the Bill Purvis class on there. Most judges, what was that? Most judges don't even care what it looks like. I judge all the time. Okay. 9, 9, 9. Sauce a little heavy. Curtis says 9, 9, 9, 9. I'm going to give that a, even though that was a KCBS box, we're rating it on the CBA scale. I will give that a 9 as well. It looked too saucy for me, in my opinion.
It's a 9.
Saucy, it's a 9. And then also that second rib from the left over had that big indentation where they
It's a little uneven. Yeah.
It was uneven.
Yeah.
All right, let's give the poster a little help here. Let me put that back up there. Second rib. Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about there. Yeah. And these are appearance scores only. What do you think about the layout though?
Right?
You get to lay on 6 at minimum. What do you think the layout is? How do you like that? That's the 5 and the 1. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep.
Doesn't bother me, but I'm not crazy about it. It doesn't bother me.
Well, we're the ones that would be crazy because we're all competition cooks. So let's take that off.
Fill the box.
Fill the box. All right, we got to 1. It's hard. I'm having a hard time uploading this one. Let's see if it uploads real quick. All right, we do have it. All right, we got 1 brisket box, and it's going to be a CBA box. Here we go.
If you're gonna put it in the box, put it in the box.
If you're gonna put it in the box, put it in the box.
If you're gonna put it in the box,
Let that play, Ty. All right, here we go. We're gonna pull that down. Gooder gang, do your thing.
if you're gonna put it in the box, put it in the box.
All right, you can turn that off now, Mr. Ty. 8, 8, 8, 9.
A lot of people don't like the decal.
This is out of 10.
Whoa.
Patrick's not a competition cook, right?
No.
Okay, Patrick, why are you giving that an 8 out of 10? Explain yourself, please, as a non-competition cook. 9, 9, 8, 7. Brad gives it a poor. I'm telling you, I don't want to see Brad judging my food.
Brad said 7.
I know 7 is the worst. Poor.
Well, and there was a gap between what makes that box unappearable of why these scores are coming out is because a lot of people put in that
He's a
decal meat.
chef. Too dark. He's
Too
a
dark.
chef. All right, there we go. Too so dark. Okay, so that has burned me in the past to where a parent don't win or lose this contest, but at the same time never leave points on the table. Yeah, good advice there.
Right.
Let's put that. Let's post that back up real quick. I am also worried about the darkness.
I agree with Phil.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. I mean, it is because now we're saucing slices.
So what do you guys think of the fat, the point being on the bottom of there in between the little fat that separates them?
I'm a fan of it. I mean, that is some good meat down there for people that want the experience of the whole brisket. But to this day and age, I pretty think that we're just cooking flats. Is what people like, I guess, for appearance. But
what's up, Chris Schaefer? Phil Vreeden, if that's what you're going for. What's up, Chris Schaefer from Heavy Smoke? And I know for a fact if that's day one of the, I think Jared. That's Jared. He claimed the box. He did very well at the Tomball VFW. That's a risk, in my opinion. That was first day one. That was first day one. Was that? Oh, that was first place brisket right there.
Yes.
Day one of the doubleheader. So, man, I think you could have done just as well. You did awesome. You risked it for the brisket because I would have trimmed that, in my opinion, because you have big full. Phil says, "Who cares?"
I agree.
Big full, big full flat slices. I mean, it is. The darkness is a question. We can't really tell in a photo.
I mean, that front slice, if it was pushed down some, all that you wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't even know it.
I think that color is better than putting a slice of brisket in there that turns gray.
Look at that question. Look at that. They'll really score it when they taste it. Yeah, exactly, Phil. He said he normally trims it, but he was running out of time. Man, that was awesome. Way to go.
Yeah, hell of a job.
Hell of a job, Jared. All right, guys. Well, this is over 2 hours. Man, I'm hungry now. What's up, Taryn? Taryn checking in. She's hungry now. I didn't think this show was going to go 2 hours, but man, they have all been going over 2 hours. And with having some Texas legends like Captain Joey Smith and Mr. Johnny Dunn from Bourbon Cowboy Cookers, I would not expect less. So thank you guys for coming on the show. Anything that we want to talk about before we get out of here?
I want to thank you, Rob, for doing this. Absolutely. And I have a suggestion. When you finish this series, I would think it would be maybe a good show to go back and grab some of the old pit makers in the past, like Pitmaker, Pits by JJ, Gator. There's a lot of them in the Houston area.
Absolutely.
And get Jamie Gear on and get some of the old pit makers on there too. And talk about their industry as well.
Thank you for that suggestion, Mr. Johnny Dunn. Anybody you want to thank before we let you get out of here, Johnny?
Say again?
Anybody that you would like to thank before we let you get out of here? Sir?
Yeah, I want to thank the sponsors for Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, Icy Tech, Texas Pepper Jelly, and some of the new ones we have coming on. I can't speak yet. Maybe Joey has more information than I do right now, but I think we made 3 good connections up in Nashville last weekend. I want everybody to know that we're committed to our mission and helping veterans and first responders with PTSD. We have a good track record. We've helped a lot of young men and women and their families. I mean, we've seen the effects on the families that has honestly surprised us. We're barbecue cooks. We're not psychologists or psychiatrists. Joey and Cassie recognized the effect that barbecue can have on people that have problems with post-traumatic stress. Yep. And it's a serious issue. And it refocuses their mind on something more positive than what gave them the issue to begin with. And it has turned lives around. It's turned families around. It's not just one individual. It's not just one cook-off. It's not just one time coming to cook with Joey or I or Brandon or Chris Davis or Josh or whatever. It's an ongoing thing, and we keep in contact with these young men and women, and we truly want to honor their service, whether they're a first responder or a veteran, and continue to help them in the future. And we humbly thank all who have helped us and invite more to be part of our success.
Amazing. Thank you, Johnny.
And Icy Tech is one of our newer sponsors, and our relationship with Patrick Mudge and Icy Tech has been tremendous, and we are learning a lot from him. I mean, these are people in the business world. Patrick is a former Navy SEAL, and he's got an all-veteran work team, and they're awesome people.
Former Navy SEAL and chef. This
And
guy
chef.
right here, Patrick.
Yeah,
My goodness. Pretty impressive.
I mean, they're a tremendous asset to what we do. They're not just a sponsor; they're a partner, and that makes us feel good.
No, he said not a SEAL, but that's fine. Hey, boom. He said crypto, bro. There he is. Johnny, thank you very much, sir. Joey, Captain Joey.
I just want to thank you, Rob, and all our supporters, and I want to thank our board. We definitely are having a working system now. As we grow, and we're growing, we got and K&R and these guys, Willie and them behind us.
Willie.
Patrick, Willie, call him Will, didn't matter. I love them all. You know me, I can't even talk sometimes when I get humble about this, but I'll tell you this, this circle of growing partners is amazing of what we got going on. And we got some things, can't wait to get back on the show before we get to El Campo. We got some finalized stuff before we can announce. But El Campo is going to be epic. I can guarantee you that. And people are going to really see of what its birth in its 3 years of existence. And I'm so humble to have everybody that watches and that supports us, that tags us, follows us, forward stuff, that comes and visits, and everybody that volunteers, because I can't do it without each and every one of y'all. And I just want to thank everybody.
Joey, you're amazing. Johnny, thank you very much. And what you guys are doing for veterans is amazing. And I'm happy to be a small part of what you're doing for sure. Thank you guys for coming back on the show. We will for sure have you back on to talk about the Texas six-pack when it. Oh, is Will a shorts guy? I like that. I like Will.
Yes, he's got a Bucky's pair, I think, too, man. It's going to be pretty wild.
I can't wait to meet Will. Will and I are going to be good buddies, man. That
depends on whether his wife is there or not.
All right, well, I'm a shorts guy. That's for damn sure. But man, I can't wait to meet all those guys as well and be back in El Campo. But we still have competitions prior to that happening. This next weekend, it's going to be the K&R Shootout out in Wharton. Make sure if you haven't signed up, hit up Willie. Hit me up. I can get you in contact with Willie. There's going to be a big contest out in Wharton. It's going to be leg number 6 of the Texas Chrome Heroes Texas six-pack. And man, the again, we talked about it earlier, but the trophies, there's money on the line. Shout out to Willie with the K&R Pipeline Services for doing that. And then he's sponsoring our show. Thank you guys for sponsoring our show as well. Man, it's just been a great marriage between the two of us, and what we do is to support each other. And I'm very happy to be a proud partner with you guys, man. That's amazing.
Yes.
So, but this was great, man. This is great. Johnny, thank you for the idea to showcase some of these Texas legends. There it is right there. The Texas Legends Show. This is going to be an ongoing series. We'll do another one in about 6 weeks. And I did see the nominees that were up there, and we'll bring out some Texas legends out here. And we'll have some more cool conversations about kind of what we did. So shout out to Joey Smith. Where's Ty? Ty, play us out, brother. And I'll bring Ty back on real quick. Ty, what do you think about the show tonight? You're muted. You're muted, Ty.
Sorry about that. Like I said earlier,
all good, brother.
I always love being around Joey Smith. I love the vibe, and to meet you, Mr. Dunn, that was really cool, and to, just all the stories that are always shared, and the culture. That's what I like so much. So every week it's cemented why I love this so much, and it helps
amazing,
me.
Ty. You're amazing. Thanks for you for being my partner in this thing, man. And shout out to the Gooder Gang that is still watching 2 hours late. This guy's he's getting slow smoked out in New Jersey. What's up, Larry? Thank you for tuning in, man. Hey, I appreciate each and every single one of you guys for tuning into the show, and we'll be back next week. I don't know who the guest is yet, but we'll be back next week. Of course, we're here each and every week, and thank you guys from the Texas Chrome Heroes Foundation, for Joey Smith, Captain Joey Smith, for Johnny Dunn, for producer Ty. My name is Robert Rocha, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. We are out. Y'all stick around, guys.